Hello everyone, welcome to Sources classes. This is Tushar Shaw, and in this video we will be continuing the JAM 2019 question paper that we were solving, that we started solving since the last video. Okay, so we did up till question number 25. No, not 25. Sorry, we did up till question number 5, and therefore we will be starting this video from question number 6. Okay. So, in the question number 6, it says the correct option for the metal ion present in the active side of myoglobin, hemoglobin, and vitamin B12 is given as. Okay, so in myoglobin and hemoglobin, okay, you may like I won't draw the structures of these big metallic metalloenzyme compounds, so you can just Google the structure of this. You will be getting in first handedly. Okay, no need to consult any books for that. Okay, I'm just saying you the options. You can just go check it out on Google. Okay. So in the molybdenum. So the question says the active site of molybdenum, hemocyanin, and vitamin B12. Okay. So for hemoglobin, myoglobin. Okay, hemoglobin, myoglobin. These kinds of structures we have Fe, iron, as the metal center of the in the metal center, that is the center of the active side of the compound of this myoglobin and hemoglobin. Okay, iron is there. Okay, firstly. Secondly, for hemocyanin, you can look at the structure of hemocyanin. You will be seeing that copper is the main substituent over there. In the active side there is copper. And for vitamin B12 has an extremely big structure, like it is a like huge structure, and it has on the upper end the cobalt atom is present over there. Okay, cobalt, like it is coordinated with all the groups over there in that big structure. Okay, so you may go check that out on Google. So yeah, so that is the case. So in the options you can see that option C says copper, cobalt, iron, copper and cobalt. So option C is the correct option. Okay, moving on to the next question, that is question number 7. Now the correct order of wavelength of the halide to metal charge transfer band of the three complexes are given. So CONH3 whole 5 Cl 2 plus. This is option number. This is a compound number 1. 3 CONH3 whole 5 Br 2 plus. This is compound number 2, and CONH3 whole 5 option number uh, I 2 plus. This is option 3. This is compound 2. Okay. Now the correct order of wavelength has been asked. Okay, so what happens is that because the I minus is, or let us consider the I minus firstly. Okay, so when moving from Cl to Br to I, okay, the ligand moves from strong field to weak field. Okay, so I is the most weak field ligand among the Cl, Br, and I. So what happens is that the gap, because this I is a weak field ligand, so therefore the electron moves from the lower orbital to from the HOMO to the LUMO easily. Okay, so the gap between HOMO and LUMO is very low. Okay, as the gap between HOMO and LUMO is very low, that is the energy difference is very low. Therefore, and as energy and the lambda max is inversely proportional, so for I what we have is energy is low and lambda max is high. That effect is like reduced in Br, and that is reduced in Cl. Okay, so the lambda max of I compound would be highest, then the lambda max of Br, and then the lambda max of Cl. Okay, so the lambda max of this compound would be the highest, that is this would be having the most intense color, then this one, and then this one. Okay, so in the options you can see that option B says 3 is greater than 2 is greater than 1. Okay, so option C says 1 greater than 2, lesser than 2, lesser than 3. So this is option B. So option B is the correct option. Okay, moving on to the next question, that is question number 8. Okay, So let me just this is an organic reaction, so let me just draw the mechanism for you. uh, Here is double bond O and here is Cl. Okay, we give NaOH, NaOH and ETOH. Now this reaction, the name of this reaction is Favorsky reaction, and this is like one of the favorite reactions of the of the IITs. That is when they said paper of jam, gate, and those papers. So many a times, like in different years, the Favorsky reaction is given in different parts. Okay, so in the 2019 paper, you see there is a Favorsky reaction given here. In the 2020 paper, there was also a Favorsky reaction. Okay, so this is the case. So now here is an H. This OET minus would be going and taking up this H, forming an oxide ion. Sorry, an OLED over here. Okay. So O minus would be formed, and here double bond would be there, and Cl would be here. Okay. So now what happens? This O would be falling here, and this double bond would kick out this Cl minus. Okay. So minus Cl minus will be getting a three-membered cyclic ring is formed. Okay, this is formed, and double bond O. Now the radioactive carbon is here only, so here is the radioactive carbon. Now what would happen is, if you give like the ETO minus molecule over here. Okay, OET minus molecule over here, this would open up. Okay, this would open up. Now from both the sides, like the bond breaking can be taken place from this side also and this side also. Okay, so two types of products are formed. Okay, so yeah, so the first compound that is formed is, firstly, if we release this bond, then here the minus charge would be formed, and here there will be the radioactive carbon, and CO2 ET would be formed. Okay, and this would take up the ET from H from ETOH, releasing ETO minus, and the compound that will be formed is this one, CO2 ET, and here would be the radioactive carbon. The other compound that would be formed is, if this bond opens up, then this here would be the radioactive carbon, and here would be the CO2 ET formed, and yeah, so here would be the negative charge forming, and therefore if you just take up the lone pair over here, yeah, if the ETOH is provided, the H is taken up from the minus charge, ETO minus leave the system, and the compound that is formed is uh, CO2 ET, and uh, here would be the chiral carbon. Okay, so as you can see that two compounds are formed, and in the options you can see that option C, okay, option C has these two products. Okay, this one and this one, and therefore option C is the correct option. Okay, moving on to the next question, that is question number 9. Now this is the Beckmann rearrangement question. Beckmann rearrangement. Okay, so you are provided with this compound, uh, H plus is there. Okay, this lone pair is taken up by this H plus. Okay, and this would leave, obviously. Okay, so this would form OH2 and leave the system. So this species would be formed N plus. Now what happens is that either this side would migrate over here or this side would migrate over here, but the in comparison to the phenyl group and the alkyl group, the phenyl group has a greater migratory aptitude, so this group would shift over here. Okay, so what we will be getting is a 7-membered ring would be formed. Okay, this kind of ring would be formed, and yeah, so here would be the double bond, and here would be the positive charge. Okay, so in the positive charge we attack water attacks over here, and H minus H plus is released. So huh, N, this is formed. Here is the double bond, and here is the OH. Now this would not stay in the enol form, it would tautomerize. Okay, uh, yeah, so it would tautomerize to give this compound. Okay, here H is there, and here the, yeah. So here the benzene is there obviously. So in the product you can see that option D is the product that we have formed over here, option D, and therefore option D is the correct option. Okay. Yeah. So moving on to the next question, that is the last question of this video. Question number 10. It says the strand of DNA which is given is 5 A T G C T 3 dash. Okay. So now we know that let me just yeah. So A always bonds with T, okay, in the base pair, and G always bonds with C. The guanine bonds with cytosine, and adenine bonds with thymine. Okay, in the base pair of DNA. Okay, so this would be the case. Now three, as the base pair moves from 5 dash to 3 dash, the complementary base would be from 3 dash to 5 dash. Okay, 3 dash to 5 dash. Now A bonds with T, T with A, G with C, C with G, A with T, and the here would be false. So A is bonded with T, T is bonded with A, G is bonded with C, C is bonded with G, and T is bonded with A. Here the strand starts from 5 dash to 3 dash, and here the strand starts from 3 dash to 5 dash. Okay, so this would be the correct representation of the complementary strand for this base pair. Okay, for this single strand. Now in the options you can see that option A is the strand that we have drawn over here. So option A is the correct answer. Okay, so yeah, so that is the end of this video. We'll be continuing from question number 11 in the next video. So thank you.